Hello YouTube, and hello to all my friends out there. I'm making a video here to answer some questions. I get a lot of the same questions, and I try my best to please everyone, but things are picking up pace here, and I have another project on the go. I'm creating something, nothing like this, something else. Anyways, things are getting back to normal for me here in the last couple of days, so that's good. I'll be able to work on this more. First of all, I just want to say I'm going to be uploading another video today. Hopefully, it's just going to take me a while to do these tests. I want to do them properly. I've had a lot of suggestions how to do things, and definitely I'll be the first to tell you that I don't know everything about testing or electronics or anything like that. But I've been plodding along. I'll just start out by saying I changed the motor. I have a DC motor on there now, finally. That's like the task of building this stuff and doing all this. That is my least favorite task. And although I was really happy and couldn't wait to get that AC motor out of there, and it is way better, I wasn't looking forward to changing it over. But changed it over, got some issues cleared up with the shaft, and this motor uses about 1/10 of the power to do the same work. It's funny. That's a guess. You know, this thing uses about 25 watts to do the same thing the other one was doing, and I think it was probably using somewhere near 200. Who knows, you know. But that'll be coming next. I went and bought a battery this morning, a big deep cycle, because the motor depletes the battery a little bit, and I'm going to take my time doing this because I want it to be as accurate as possible to show people what you've been asking for. And thank you again for being patient with all that. But later today, that's what I'm going to be working at today while I watch football. Go Joey Flacco. But anyways, I wanted to make this video. I know I have people watching that maybe don't have time to watch all of my videos and sift through them for all the info, so I'm just going to give a basic outline here of what I'm doing. Basically, I was researching. I don't like calling it researching because it's reading. I've been reading and learning about a fellow named Edley Scalman. He built a place in Coral Castle. Very interesting guy to learn about. But I read I like to read the older things from 100, 150 years ago. Old patents and ideas, and just trying to learn basically for the last 3 years what Ed said very simply in his book about the opposing flows of force. But I had been reading about these bucking coils, and that's what this is two oppositely wound coils on the same core and wired together. And other people in the past have done experiments with them. But when I was reading it and thinking about it, I thought, well, I want to try this because, well, I'm always thinking about Ed, right? But when I was reading about it and thinking about it, I thought, well, I can apply that to Ed's setup because Ed used a U-shaped core, and you'll see those on my wheel here in the videos to come as well, and on ones past. It's a U-shaped core with 2 coils on it, and they're wound in opposite directions, just like that bucking coil, but it's on a U-shaped core. It's the same thing except the core is bent into U, right? And I've been shorting it out. Shorting it out seems to give the best effect, pushing the wheel, right? Having the magnets pass between the prongs. Those are alternating polarities passing between the magnets that I've been doing. But shorting it out, just shorting the coils out seems to work best in getting the effect to drive the wheel back to as if there's no iron there. And that's what my next test is going to show, or try to show where we're at with that. And I tried it last night, and it's pretty cool, guys. So that's why I want to do it right. And I'm learning to appreciate all of it in the testing, and I'm going to get to that maybe a little more here in this video. But that's what I'm doing. To go along with other tests that'll be coming up, I'm going to be testing different loads. Now, other YouTube users are testing this as well, and others have noticed that there's a difference in the effect on the wheel given different loads. So I'll be testing that. I'm thinking that a big, deep battery is going to be a really good load, though. But that's what I've been doing. And this is what I'm working with, and that's how I sort of came to it. I do read a lot, and this was just an idea I had. Now again, others are working with the same sorts of things out there, and I found good channels. Thanks, Andy, for the links. I wish I understood German, but that's what I've been working with. Now, to go along with it, I'd like to share something I haven't really been able to share in a picture yet. Mostly working at this and doing my best. But I think that this could easily be applied in a solid state system. So you'd have like a solid state bucking coils at one end of the toroid, and the output is AC when you tap it like this. You know, the two windings have to be wound in different directions, or that's what I've found so far. So that would be the secondary in my imagination, with a bucking coil solid state. The secondary would be the bucking coils. Now the primary, you would want to pulse it with a positive or negative DC pulse, I think would probably be best, or an AC wave, positive and negative wave. Would be, I think the positive negative DC pulse would be best, but you know, that's just a guess from a guy, a rookie. But also another thought that I have to go along with that, the Tesla bifilar with the big magnetic field that it makes would make a really good primary. So, and I've done this in the past with bifilar cores. After playing with the Bedini, then using the Bedini coil to just use it as a pickup coil on my wheel. I've wound the two coils on it in series, which is basically the same idea as a Tesla bifilar. And it does, it doubles the voltage and gives you a really good magnetic field. But that was my thoughts, was to use a Tesla bifilar as a primary. And then actually the Tesla bifilar can be wired as a bucking coils. I made a video a couple weeks ago about that. Be really interesting to try. So maybe perhaps have a Tesla bifilar as a primary, as it's described and wired in his patent, feeding in on itself again, and making a bigger magnetic field to travel through that toroid. And then the secondary, you would want to have your bucking coils. Now I think that because we seem to sidestep the lens effect with the arrangement, how I presume Ed did it. Ed didn't tell us how to do this this way. This was sort of a secret I had to figure out and apply to his thing here. But I also have evidence I've accumulated that shows that this is what he did from pictures that I've found. So this is what I was thinking. It wouldn't have any lens effect on the primary, perhaps. I don't know. Something I haven't tried yet. But also to go with that, in our testing, we've found that more copper is better, and we'll talk about that here. So I'm thinking, and Bearden suggested this, and others too, in their MEG setups and solid state generators. I've heard it said more than once that 2 times the copper on the secondary as you have on the primary. And this would make complete sense, because when you wire these coils together like this, it effectively cuts the ohmage in half, say of one coil, and it makes sense that you would need 2 times, right? 2 times the amount of copper. But that's just a guess as well, and kind of a connecting the dot there, maybe. I don't know, just a thought. So just to review or recap this effect that I'm working with for new people to my videos and my channel. This effect, basically what's happening is that this core wrapped around the magnets, and you might have seen it in my videos or ones to come, it's on either side of the magnet as it passes, and there is a lot of magnetic interaction in this arrangement. Instead of having the core on just one side of the magnet, this iron allows the magnetism to flow in both directions against itself, like Ed said, the 2 streams of magnetism together. And so this iron is very attracted to these magnets. And again, something I need to talk about, I've been trying to keep the same distance between my prongs on my setup, but it's very hard. But I'll talk about that in videos to come. But what happens is you put this setup next to the spinning wheel, and just the attraction to this iron is going to slow the wheel down a bit. Now when you short these coils out or put the proper load on it and use the electricity, that goes away and the wheel speeds up. And that's what my next test is going to hopefully show you guys more clearly. Now I know, I know that I've been asking for a lot of trust, and I appreciate you guys being patient with me, and I understand how I've been a little bit selfish in that regard, and my apologies, right? Again, motors and things have slowed me down, and I had sort of a hasty approach, I think, in my excitement. I'm going to be getting back to, I said in previous videos I'm not going to be doing certain tests, but I am. I have to. I just have to. So I'm gonna. But anyways, this effect that we get where it speeds back up to its speed as if there's no iron there, or just under, which you'll see in my video. It's pretty, in the video tests that we do, which is pretty cool. Again, I tried it last night and saw it picks back up to almost the same speed as if there's no iron there. And again, tells me that I need to do more tests on the wire, the cores. Maybe I can get closer. Maybe a higher RPM is what I'm thinking, actually. Will get a better effect. Because at a low RPM, you still get a bit of an effect, but the effect increases with the RPMs and the current that builds up in those cores. So we'll see. But I have more to do. But anyways, at any rate, this effect, as it happens at a lower frequency than observed with, say, the Thane-Heinz effect, where you needed a very, very high frequency. Well, a higher frequency, right? Which means a faster motor and more input. We've tested wire gauge, right? That was one of the very first tests I did, and got the effect with 16 and 25 gauge, right? So that was good. So then that led us to try more copper. So we just loaded more copper on the coils, and that worked, gave more of an effect, right? So I might even need to try that in future videos, is to put more wire on those spools, even more, right? And just kind of an update as to what my drive and direction is, because it's sort of changed. I've said that I'm gung-ho and I'm going for the end prize and the end goal, you know, I want it to make it run itself. Well, I really, really, really do want to do that, but this is the smart way I see now. And again, thanks for being patient with me. Oh, I swept and I tried to hide the dirt behind the thing, but I got it in there. Anyways. So I'm going to be doing tests on the core. I'm going to try adding a little more iron maybe a little less, see what happens. More copper, I think that could be beneficial. Try adding even more, because the closer we can get this to speed up to its speed as if there's no iron there, which it's pretty close now, guys. You're gonna like the test. But if we can get it even closer, that's even great. And I have the setup to test it, and I see the benefits of that, and where we're going with that. And I need to do load tests. I need to test different loads across here, because like I said, as we've seen in other people's videos, and I'm going to try leaving links to all the people I can think of who are working on this and have tried it and made videos. And that means everybody I can think of who's working on this and trying. Angus is trying to get into the picture here. That's what I'm fidgeting about. But I'll leave links underneath. I'm not going to fill that box anymore with the dirt stuff. You know what I mean? I'm just not going to do it. I'll leave links, and that'll be it. Well, maybe some stuff if I think about it. And so finally, the next vid I'm going to make, which will be today. It's going to take me a while to make sure all the conditions are right with that battery. It makes a difference, even half a volt input to that motor, as to what you get in spin from the wheel. So I want to make sure that battery's at the same voltage and rested that way prior to doing the 3 tests that I want to do. And I'm going to do those 3 tests and then hopefully try and edit a video, edit them together. But my next video will be speed and input. And I don't have the tachometer yet, but we'll be able to look at the speed change on that little coil with the voltage in that little coil underneath. And it should show us the same thing. However, we don't have the RPMs yet, but we will. So my next vid will be speed and input with nothing on the wheel, just the wheel and the motor, and showing that. And then I'm gonna edit it. So then I'm gonna do the next test, which will be speed and input with the core and coils on the wheel, but the coil's not shorted, right? So we'll see how fast it turns with the iron on there, but without the coil shorted. And then finally we'll see speed and input with the coils and cores set up on there and with them engaged, right? And hopefully this answers questions. And again, my apologies for learning and understanding at my speed. And you know, I really am a humble person, and I can say that I don't know everything, right? So I'm even learning about myself as I learn about this crap. Not crap. This is truly a cool thing. Maybe I have that attitude now because I'm in a position, I've gotten my life in a position where if I lose electricity, it really won't affect my life a whole lot. But that has to do with preparation. Anything like that. So anyways, there you go. And I'm going to start my first tests and video them and edit them together, and hopefully it goes all smoothly. Maybe in the end I'll have to upload 3 separate videos, but I was able to edit videos in the past. So there you go. There's up to speed vid and what I'm up to. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later.